Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie Deona. I have a few new subscribers, so welcome to you guys. Really quick, I should address this. I don't do makeup like this on a daily basis. If you watch my vlogs on my vlog channel, which link below, I mostly don't wear makeup anymore on a day-to-day basis. But what I like to do, because I used to be a makeup artist, is do book looks. So I will do a look themed to whatever book I'm reviewing. I put this look together for Big Fish by Daniel Wallace, which I will be reviewing today actually and posting it tomorrow. So check back tomorrow for a review on Big Fish if you want. It's gonna be packed full of discussion that explains this because I'm about to record that. I'm really excited about something that's happening right now. It's called the Strikebackvideoathon, and basically it's to promote small booktubers like myself and many others that I have long loved and just discovered. It's an amazing movement that's happening because I actively search for small YouTubers without being able to find them because YouTube's algorithm for search is like whatever. So that all these small YouTubers are also putting on blast other small YouTubers is helping me find so many amazing booktubers that I'm quickly falling in love with because it's just an amazing community and it makes me very excited. And it definitely broadens the spectrum of BookTube from just the prominent YA reviewers who I love as well. But it's really nice to find booktubers who also do what I do, where we kind of just live on this broad spectrum. Or maybe we have like a specialty that isn't YA, like horror or mystery thriller or things like that. So I really love that this is happening. I'm really excited to participate, so I will be participating in the Strikebackvideoathon. I will copy paste all of the prompts down below, but basically we're gonna be doing a video every day for almost, I think exactly 30 days until the deadline for YouTube's given everyone who doesn't meet the requirements the boot out of their partnership program. So I'm not on BookTube or YouTube in general to make money. If I could make money off of it, that'd be great, but that'd just be like a bonus. I'm here to talk about books because I love books. Hopefully these prompts will help anyone new coming in get to know me as a booktuber or as a reader, and through this, I hope to meet a whole bunch of other booktubers, small and large alike. One of the prompts is actually to promote small booktubers, so I won't do that now. I'll save it for when we get to that prompt. And I'm not gonna guarantee that I'm gonna be able to do every single day because life, but I will do every single day that I can, in addition to the book reviews that I have planned out. Just so happens right now I kind of have a lot of free time to do this, so it's kind of perfect timing. I missed yesterday's prompt, which is fine because yesterday's prompt was books that BookTube got you to read and or buy, but honestly, I don't think that's ever happened for me. When I go to BookTube, I look for the books that I've already read or just read to find people I can discuss these books with and to kind of enrich my book review with the opinions of others as well as my own. That one didn't even really apply to me anyway because I didn't really have an answer for that one. So perfect, we're gonna start with the second prompt, which is 5 books you wanna read this year. I don't own any of these, so we'll just have to go with pictures up in the corner. So the very first book that I am determined to read this year is the Dark Tower series, book 5, which is Wolves of Calla, I think. Could be Kaya, but I'm pretty sure it's Calla by Stephen King. I have been reading this series for about a year and a half now, and it's partially because the series is super long, but it's also a bit because the books are actually really heavy with emotion and action and really hard topics to read about. But it's also because I don't want the series to end. I don't want to get to the end of the series because I don't want this whole saga to be over for me. I don't want it to be like Harry Potter, where I wish sometimes that I could get amnesia so that way I could just reread Harry Potter for the first time and experience everything that I felt the first time around. But I definitely need to get to it. I'm determined to finish the whole series by the end of the year. Should I be giving synopsis? I should probably, huh? Basically, there's this gunslinger. His name is Roland, and he is after the man in black. And the first book starts off with like an infamous line of the gunslinger chased the man in black across the desert, something to that effect. That might not be 100% accurate. So basically, we're just introduced to this world where that exists kind of between worlds, so it's kind of interdimensional. This series is really, really hard to describe once you've read it. Like, I remember being so frustrated because I would ask people, what is it about? And they would kind of give me this kind of reaction, and I hated it, but now that I've read it, I understand why it is, because it is kind of like a Western, it is sci-fi, it is fantasy, there is magic, there is time travel, like, it's a lot. There's history, like, there's post-apocalyptic, but then there's also modern. It hits more than these categories. Like, This series literally has it all. One of my favorite things about this series is the cast. We have a brooding main character with a tragic past. We have another character who struggles with addiction. We have a child as a main character. We also have a woman of color with both mental and physical disabilities who is strong and amazing. So we have like that as your main like 4-person cast. And then of course we have the Man in Black. And he's really great because he is an extremely layered and 3-dimensional sort of villain of the story. But again, I haven't finished the series, so I don't 100% know what I'm talking about, if that makes sense. But I am loving it. I highly recommend it to anybody who reads sci-fi fantasy. The second book that I'm determined to read this year is also a series, so I'm a little terrified of the idea that I'm just jumping into so many series. So that series is the Stormlight Archive. I want to read book 1, The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, and those books are beautiful. The art on and inside the books is amazing, and apparently the story is also amazing. So the Stormlight Archive. I know nothing about this series. I plan on knowing nothing about the series going into it. I love reading books like this. It just, when they come so highly recommended, I honestly will just dive into them without knowing what they're about. I did that with Never Let Me Go. I had no idea what Never Let Me Go was about, and it just was recommended everywhere I went. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna read this, and it just blew me away. What I love about not knowing the synopsis is that you don't have any expectations. You're not already rewriting where you think the story's gonna go and making predictions, so it's really hard to like think about it too much before you actually have it in your hands and you're reading it. So I don't know anything about it. I will link the Goodreads synopsis down below if you do want to know something about it. But all I know about it is it's beautiful, it's got beautiful art, and that it's a really great story. So we're gonna go with that. The third book that I really want to read this year, and I'm so excited, and this is also gonna have to fall under the most anticipated 2018 reads for me, is Adjustment Day by Chuck Palahniuk. I love Chuck Palahniuk. He has not published a new novel for 4 years. Chuck Palahniuk is one of my favorite authors of all time, but he is definitely an acquired taste. If you're going to think about reading his novels, I suggest you start with either Lullaby or Invisible Monsters, because the other ones can be visceral and descriptive in a not so positive way, in a way that I love. Me and my friends and people who are not a fan of Chuck Palahniuk have physical reactions to his writing, and that is what I love about his writing so much. I think he's brilliant. I love pretty much all of the books that I've read by him. Beautiful You was like, but I've almost read all of his books, and he's coming out with a new one called Adjustment Day on May 1st. So excited, can't wait. So from what I gather, Adjustment Day is about a futuristic society, not too distant future from where we are, where the government is basically like just 100% in control. And Blue Book of some kind, I forget what they call it, I only read the synopsis once, gets released, and it has like these like almost Tumblr blurbs where like, a smile is the best bulletproof vest you can wear, and things like that. It just has like all of those, and somehow that disrupts the whole of society. So it's kind of vague right now, and I tried really hard not to look at the reviews it was getting from the early reviews. So, because again, it's like one of those things where I just don't want to know. I don't want to know until I've experienced it, because I want my own fresh, unique experience of this book. Yes, it's gonna be amazing. The next book that I want to read is The Power by Naomi Alderman. The Power caught my attention because Margaret Atwood suggested it in one of the ends of her books, and she's the one who wrote Handmaid's Tale. And I thought Handmaid's Tale, the book, was brilliant. The show is also brilliant in its own way, because they're kind of very different at a certain point. And it's kind of along those lines of like, where do women fit in society when something shifts, when something changes. So The Handmaid's Tale took it in a direction of like where women revert back to the subservient, just child bearers of the family, just a very defined role of like a male-dominated society. The Power kind of goes the opposite direction, where we live in a world where all of a sudden women are stronger than men. I don't know this for a fact because I haven't read it, but there's something about like now they can like tase people with their hands. So all of a sudden women are just as strong, if not stronger than men, and how does that shift society? So I love these deeper meaning, deeper thought provoking books. where you can totally read them for a book club. I think that I'm going to pick this as a read for my book club personally. And then the fifth book that I really want to read this year is The Woman Who Read Too Much by, and I cannot pronounce the same, so I won't even try, so I'm going to put it right here. So as far as I understand, this is a book about a woman who essentially reads off prophecies. She's apparently read a lot of history books or something like that, and people are starting to wonder if not only is she reading history, but is she writing it, because everything that she basically predicts or says comes true and happens. It sounds like there's conspiracy and a lot of politics that go into this book. It was favorited by one of my friends on Goodreads and in real life, whose selection in reading I super respect and admire, because she reads like 250 books a year. It's almost like she finishes the book every other day. Like on Goodreads, it's just like, she's finished this, and I'm like, wow. I don't know where you have the time or the motivation or the energy to do all of this. Just the fact that she wanted to read it also made me want to read it, because I admire her so much. And then I read the synopsis. Again, the tag and the booktubers who started this tag are going to be linked below, as well as all the books that I mentioned. So lots of links below, just if you need to know, it's down there. I will be posting a book review for Big Fish tomorrow, and I will be posting a review for both Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane and Kilman Creek by Rachel Kane, which are a duology that are amazing. And then I have a book club, and that is meeting on Sunday. And for this month's read, we are doing Off to Be the Wizard by Scott Meyer. Thank you so much for watching. Welcome to my new subscribers, especially the booktubers. I'm really excited to get to know you guys. Until tomorrow, I will definitely see you later. Bye!